What's up, folks? We're back here. We're going to do another solo guide, this time on Ivory Tower, aka Voldus. Those names are kind of used interchangeably within the community. Again, this is going to cover major mechanics for the raid, and we're going to hop right in. So gate 1, battle items, I would recommend you bring health potions and then a flame grenade for a mechanic that happens later on in the fight. So we're going in now. First mech. So the first mechanic is a stagger check, and the only thing that makes it unique is that the boss is going to shoot out green and purple projectiles. You can ignore the purple ones, but you want to try and pick up at least 3 greens. It'll boost your stagger on the boss. While you're doing this and while you're staggering, you'll see there's these yellow attack indicators that spawn on the map, and these vines are going to try and grab you. So get 3 greens, dodge the yellows, you'll see here. Greens. And what I recommend too is, instead of running around all over the place, you'll normally be able to get 3 if you kind of hover in a quadrant here, like left side, and you can go, you know, top and bottom to get 3. It'll be much easier than just trying to go left and right all over the place. So I got 3. See those yellows? It just filled up, and then about 1 or 2 seconds later, the vines will spawn. That delayed spawn is a little tricky to get used to the timing, but you'll get it with some practice. So stagger away, boom, mech's done. All right, the only other major HP mechanic in this gate is coming up here, 45-ish bars. She'll teleport to the middle after she dashes on the edge a couple times. And this is a reflect shield. You do not want to attack this with any skills. The damage will reflect back at you. What you're going to do is, you see this debuff above the boss's health up top? That's how long you have to wait, and then when that's gone, you're going to throw a flame grenade at her and burn the vines away. So in between now and then, 40 seconds or so, what you're going to do is walk around and hit these little purple orbs that spawn, and they'll spawn in a second here. Additionally, I can't recall if there's going to be this target above your head where you have to disperse these yellow dust clouds. That might just be in group content. Let me just double check real quick. But run around, see, hit these purples. It only takes 1 hit in solo mode. Boom, hit the purples, keep running around. Okay, so the yellows will just explode. Stay away from that dust, it'll put you to sleep. They kind of changed it, obviously. Oh, there's the target. So this flower, okay, there we go. You see how this flower is shooting this yellow thing at me underground here? This will track me for a period of time, and if it gets to me, it'll create a circle underneath my feet. If I don't move out of that yellow circle, a vine will come out and eat me. So, or this plant rather that shot it will eat me. So what you want to do is run around and try and find those yellow dust clouds. And you're going to stop right on the yellow dust cloud, and you're going to make the plant eat that instead. Let's see if we can get one. So there's one bottom left. I'm going back. See? So I stand right on it, yellow circle, and then I move. And the plant will eat that so it doesn't explode and create that sleeping dust in that area. Boom. There you go. It's gone. So that's what you're doing. You'll see I have 2 seconds left right here before this deflect shield goes down. And as soon as it goes down, I'm going to throw a flame grenade, burn the vines. You can stop hitting purples. You can start doing damage after you throw the flame grenade. You're good to go. That's gate 1. Easy peasy. I will say that she hits pretty hard. So as you're progging, normal attack patterns, other stuff, there's a lot to still figure out there, but those are just the major HP mechs. Gate 2. This is where most people are going to have trouble. Gate 2 has a special interaction. This giant dragon you're going to fight. You walk over to these cubes here before the fight starts, and you get a special battle item that you're going to drag on your bar right here. So for this fight, I recommend you bring weak point through destruction grenades to help with weak point, stagger grenades for stagger, obviously, and then the special item. What this item is, it is a binding, like a trap you throw on the ground, and it will latch on to the boss and prevent it from moving too much. So let's go into the fight real quick, and I'll show you at the start of it here. When you first walk in, you're going to wait for this boss to yell, and you'll see this red right there. So this is stuff that you're not going to know for a while, but that red destroys any binding. So if you walk in and threw a binding immediately, that will destroy it. So you have to wait till this yell is over. Then you can throw the first binding. So you'll see here, I throw it. Perfect. On the outside edge, these little runes, it's counting down before the trap activates. So you'll see on the outside how it's like disappearing here. You can't see because the boss is, there you go. See how this is clearing up? There's just this little bit left. Once that expires, boom, the boss is trapped. When the boss gets trapped by a binding, they will be forced to do a series of attacks. So it'll go, she'll slam the ground, or the dragon will slam the ground, red X, stagger check. 3 normal attack patterns, another stagger check. 3 normal attack patterns, a stagger check that you cannot do. It's way too hard. It won't let you do the stagger check. So the significance of this is you can kind of know what the dragon's going to do, and you can plan when you want to do the actual weak point trick. And the way you trigger the weak point check on the boss is by throwing another binding on it while it's bound already. And why do you even want to do this, trigger this weak point check? Well, because this boss gets these stacking buffs under their HP bar. And if they get to 5 of these, you wipe. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Yu-Gi-Oh! People call it Exodia, you know? So if there's 5 buffs on the boss, you just die. So you trigger that weak point check as a way to cleanse those buffs and make them start from 1 again. I'm going to show you the way I like to do it, where I break it right before the first mechanic. So the first mechanic happens at around 95 health bars, and we'll see how this goes. So I just bound him just to show you guys how this goes, and I'm going to fast forward to the next mech at the major HP bars. But just so you guys know the cadence, if you're having trouble with it, I just DPS him normally for a while, and right before that mech, you know, around 110, 105, depending on your damage, I will throw my other binding to force the weak point check, because I like to break him before the mech, and then I can bind him again afterwards. That's just my preference. There's a lot of different ways to do this, but that's all. The only other thing I want to talk about is you see this Rakathu's blood. This is something that is unique for this gate, these orbs. Periodically, when you do damage to the boss, you will spawn a red orb. When you pick this up, it will reduce your cooldowns by like 80%. So you can use your heavy hitting attacks constantly. It's really, really fun. The only downside is if you get hit by anything, any type of damage from the boss, your health drops all the way down to like 5%. So it'll be tricky, but do not use your potions until your health goes all the way down, then you can heal again. Also, if you get hit when you pick up the blood, these smaller red orbs will fly out of your character, and you can think of those as little HP potions. It's like your health is leaving you in these tiny little red dots. So once your health goes all the way down to 5%, you can run and pick those back up to get healed partially. I know that's a lot. It's a very interesting gate, very unique gimmick, but with some practice, you guys will get it. So I bind him here, and this is the stagger check. All right. Okay, this is perfect. I actually get to show the break here. So this is 105. This is what I was telling you guys. I've done the first stagger check. He did 3 attack patterns. I did the second stagger check. He did 3 attack patterns. And now this is probably his 3rd attack pattern before the final stagger check that you cannot do. So I threw this to break. See this stagger barely going down? Boom. I trigger the weak point check. I throw my destruction grenade, use my weak point skills. They actually tone the weak point down a lot in solo mode. So you can have the weak point grenade just as a backup, but I think if you use like 1 skill, it breaks. So we did that. Free damage. I'm at the mech HP bar threshold, so I'm just doing damage for free until it starts. So the mech's going to start here in a second. This is also something they changed up for normal mode. So these 2 eyeballs mean I have aggro from the main boss. There's going to be another dragon, a smaller dragon that spawns around him, and you have to go up and counter that dragon. I've only done this one time. In the normal raid, there's 2 different options. When you have to go take care of a small dragon, you either have to counter it, or you get a single eyeball above your head, 1 eyeball, and you have to run in a circle and not let him look at you, or you wipe. I know it sounds bizarre, but I only got the counter, so that could be the only thing they allow you to do in solo. See this dragon climbing out? Boom, he curls up, I hit the counter. Mech's over. Done. The only other mechanic in this gate, major mechanic anyway, happens at around like 30-ish health bars. It can go lower if you keep doing damage, but you'll see the boss will run away and climb up the wall. He runs away, your camera changes, run to the middle of the map, because this big red AoE explosion is going to show up. Once that explodes, you're going to see he lands somewhere on the map. He landed right here. I run to the opposite side of the map. He landed top left, I go bottom right. And once you click this safe area, I would let go because sometimes the camera will move and you'll misclick. So watch which direction this guy starts blowing his fire. He can start over here, or in this one, he's going to the left. You're going to go to whatever side he starts at so you can run sooner. So I run over here, I'm still hugging the wall. I wait for this fire to pass, and then I run. Don't get hit by any of these projectiles. Take your time, look for a safe spot. Wait right here, like don't get too antsy. Find your spot and then go stagger. As soon as you stagger, you gotta be ready to run out. So right now, get out or else that red will explode. So run to the middle. And right now, this whole mechanic, since he lands and the ground explodes and the red AoE, you're silenced. You can't use any of your battle items. Right now is when you're about to be unsilenced and you can throw your battle item. In normal mode, I believe they force him to jump right in the middle of the map. You'll see I'm spamming my item. So when I get unsilenced, I throw it. In the normal raid, I like to throw it a little outside the middle because he'll either jump or do a straight line run. But in solo mode, I think the best way for you guys to do it is stand right in the middle here, right in the middle of the map. That's where you want to throw your trap. You'll see here, I throw it a little further up because in the normal mode, whoever has these eyeballs, he'll either jump right on them or he'll run. I figured it was going to do the same thing, but he actually jumps to the middle and I think this trap misses. You'll see here. So I'm standing, he jumps way over there. So if you throw your trap in the middle, you'll be in a good spot. So now I have to wait about 9 more seconds for my trap to come back before I can throw it. It has a cooldown. But all your goal here is to trap him again. And I can give you guys a small tip. This goes for people who do group content, by the way. If you ever miss the first trap, the dragon will do a series of, running across the map, going back in the fire, blowing flames, and you can't really do damage to him right now. So what you want to do to re-trap him, if you have the trouble with this, let him run, dash in and out. He can do this 1 to 2 times. He'll go back into the flame and then he'll do his fire breath. As soon as he does his fire breath, throw your trap in the middle and he'll jump to you. So there's the fire breath, throw the trap. Here he comes. There you go. So now we're going to rebind him. And I like to do one last weak point check there. So you saw me bind him. Whenever your item comes back off cooldown, throw it again, trigger another weak point check. And then it really makes his patterns easier, in my opinion, for that last phase of the fight. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Feel free to experiment with different tactics. I just want to give you guys one option out of many if you're having trouble with that fight. All right, so that's gate 2. Final gate, gate 3. And battle items you're going to want for this is the same as gate 2, meaning health potions, whirlwinds, destruction grenades for weak point. The last item, you can bring a time stop for safety. You can bring an Atro if you want to do more damage. I believe I just bring, okay, I did bring an Atro. I'm not going to use it, but I just have it. I put it on my bar. All right, so the first mechanic here, what he's going to do here, he's going to spawn 3 doors. There's one on the right, bottom, and left. You have to destroy these doors, and the way this works is there's going to be 3 rounds of attacks aimed at you. And within each round, he's going to do 3 attacks. So 9 attacks total. On every 3rd attack he does, you need him to hit the door. So I suggest you can start any door you want, but you're going to have to move. And in the real raid, everybody's doing this and you go clockwise. So I suggest if you guys want to practice so you can do group content, start at 3 o'clock and then just work your way clockwise. So the first door is 3, second door is 6 o'clock, third and last door is going to be 9 for you. So first cone doesn't matter. Just dodge it. Second cone doesn't matter. Third cone. This cone needs to hit the door. You have to wait for this yellow attack to go away. It'll always go off before the red cone. He does 3 different types of yellow attacks. He can do this cross. He can do a big circle attack where the middle's safe, and he can do a reverse cone. You see how I can navigate 2 of them. I think I get the cross and then I get the mini cone 2 times. But I'll just stand right on the edge, wait for the yellow to explode, and then I start walking across. Boom. Goes off, hits the door. This cone attack works like the previous raids where you'll see lines start in the middle and they move towards the outside. And once the lines overlap, the cone stops following you and he shoots. So we'll see again. First attack doesn't matter. Second attack doesn't matter. Third attack. This is the cone. I walk close to him in this little space. And then I'm going to wait for this line to pretty much touch. And then I'll walk out. So boom, get out. First attack doesn't matter. Second attack doesn't matter. We got the cone again. Third attack, walk out. After that, you're going to do a stagger check on the boss. Additionally, there's doors on the bottom left and the bottom right. You want to stagger everything. So stagger the boss, throw a whirlwind grenade at one of the doors, and then go stagger the other door with your skills. If you fail to stagger either one of those doors, he'll destroy that part of the map where you can get knocked off during the fight. So we stagger first. I think I stagger this, and then I throw a grenade. Boom. Done. That's the mech. All right, next mechanic. This is a series of doors. You can tell this guy really likes doors. Jim Morrison fan, I'm sure. All right. This is a series of counters that you have to do. And the way this works in solo mode is he is going to stab at any one of these doors. If his sword penetrates the door, he actually stabs it. You have to counter that door, and you have to counter it the entire time. So you just do it once isn't good enough. It can respawn, and you have to counter it again. So let's take a look. It might make more sense. So first thing he does, he stabs the door. See how his blade went all the way through? I have to counter this. The spike comes out, wait for the blue flash, counter. So I'm watching the next door here. If this comes back up and the spike comes out and it flashes blue, I have to counter it again. So next one, what's he got for me? Boom, another one. This is a mech where, just like a con, 0 bar mech in gate 2, if you hit the counter, you hit the ghost, it'll refresh your skills. So as long as you only use your counter to counter, it'll always be up. So that's another door that he stabbed. Let's see what the third one is. So he stabs here, fake. His sword did not go all the way through that door. He stops just shy and pulls back. It's hard to see at certain angles. It takes some practice. There's also an audio cue that you guys will learn. There's a different sound effect for when he stabs versus when he doesn't stab. So that's something you can pay attention to as well. So I had to run back over to this first door because it respawned. That's a fake one. I don't worry about it. I'm going to run back to this one again because it was real. That's it. So he did 1, 2, 3, 4 stabs, I think, total in solo mode. 2 were real, 2 were fake. This is just my experience. I don't know if he can do all real, if he always does those 4 doors. So just be ready, understand the mechanic, and then you can adapt to whatever happens. So now we just have a stagger check. Once we're done with this stagger check, he's gonna drop his sword. Oh, sorry, this is the 110 mech. So as soon as you stagger, you're done. That mech's over with. This is the final mech, and it has multiple steps. You're gonna start off with the door that spawns. This happens at 60 bars, by the way. As soon as you hit 60, he can go into this. The most important thing for you guys to be ready for this door to spawn, and you're gonna have your destruction grenade ready to throw immediately. As soon as this door spawns, you're gonna see it rotates 90 degrees and it's a weak point check. And you're gonna throw your grenade immediately. So boom, throw, go stagger the boss. Once you're done staggering the boss, this is where he's gonna drop his sword, and you're gonna do another small weak point check. So you'll see we just staggered, he drops his sword in front of him. Anytime you see that little crosshair, that's a weak point check icon. So now you have to use a skill with weak point on it. Boom, weak point done. Now in solo mode, he's gonna get up and try and grab you. He does like a pump fake though. So he'll grab you, throw you into this portal, and you have to fight this boss by yourself. In the real raid, you do, this is separate tasks, but they had to combine everything so you get a look at how all the different mechs work. So again, once you do, let me back up for a second. These red circles on the ground are trying to knock you down. He'll always do 3 of these. So you just staggered him. See those red circles? 3 of these will spawn under your character. You only have to dodge the first 2 because he'll grab you before the last one goes off. So you'll see right now, 1 more red, but he grabbed me before it exploded. So just run around, get rid of the red circles, get grabbed, and then you go in here and fight this boss. I was actually surprised at how tanky this was. I think they could have dialed this down a little bit. We're gonna let you guys see. It takes a little bit to kill him. It's not horrible, but it's just a little tankier than I thought it would be. About 50% of the way, almost there. Because I mean, like the weak point check and the stagger, they dialed it way, way down. Normally you get to do this and you'll you go in 1 DPS, then the support joins you, then a 2nd DPS. So all 3 of you guys will be trying to kill him. About to hit stagger. Almost done here. And once you're done here, the mech's still going on. This isn't the end of it. So once you kill him, you're going to want to go stand on his left side. He's going to rotate somewhere to the right, and then he's going to come back to the left. And you'll see he goes for this grab. It might be a fake here, so you can do the stagger. But in the real raid, somebody's going to want to be standing here, one of your teammates, to get actually grabbed. They kept the animation, but I believe he does not actually grab you. Because 1 person gets grabbed in normal, 3 people stagger. Obviously, you're only by yourself, so he goes for the grab. It's fake, doesn't do anything. Then you have to stagger. Boom. Mech's over. That is the last mechanic in Voldus. There's a lot of other normal attack patterns that will make this a tough fight, and you will be progging this raid, progressing through it for a little bit. Don't get discouraged. The raid is very fun, very challenging, but that's it. I hope that is helpful for you guys. I think I'll do K-Angel next. If you guys have any other additional questions about this raid, feel free to come by the stream anytime and ask me. Also, if you want a guide on anything in Lost Ark in particular, I'm happy to make it. Just let me know. I appreciate you guys and hope you have a great day. Thanks.